Welcome to Memphis, home of the blues, rock and roll, and down-home cooking. So there's no better place to launch something brand new, and today, it's Premier Rugby Sevens. The fastest game on grass comes to Memphis with a star-studded lineup of American Olympians who promise that the hits will keep a-coming. So grab your jumpsuit, your instruments, and your favorite comfort food, because the kickoff of Premier Rugby Sevens is coming your way right now on Fox Sports.
Downtown Memphis is home to a lot of things that can now add professional rugby to that resume. It is a thrilling day of Super Rugby that is coming your way live and loud here from Tennessee. I'm Dallin Stanford, joined alongside former US captain and Olympian Madison Hughes, and what a moment for the sport in North America.
Oh, this is absolutely enormous for Rugby Sevens in the United States. It's a huge step forward, first of its kind, and for these players who are going to get to play today, a massive opportunity.
Going head to head, we take a look at the format. And it is 10 teams in action, 120 players, and you'll see the top 4 men's sides will go into the semis. Top 2 women will qualify for the final rounds, as will the top 2 men eventually. And an interesting thing, ties and finals will be broken by a kicking competition. That is something new and something exciting.
Absolutely. I mean, this is so exciting. These teams will walk away with a winner today. So these guys, it's all on the line.
Well, let's go down to the 2 other members of our broadcast, former All-American Brianna Kim and former Canadian International Gareth Rees, who are pitch side.
Well, thanks, Dallin. This city's seen a lot over the years, but it's never seen professional rugby sevens before. The buzz around the place, the athletes are pumped. Bree, we've been in the hotel all week, and these guys are ready to go.
I mean, the players, the coaches, the staff, everyone here is ready to go. What's even more exciting to me is that the rugby fans that are already here are so excited to take it a step up. But for the new fans that are watching today, it's a 14-minute game, but you'll be hooked in the first 2 minutes.
Well, and these fans are going to get to see not only the future stars of the game of rugby sevens, but also some Olympians, the very best in the world.
We have 9 Olympians here today who came from Tokyo this summer. They're uniting with the best domestic talent here today. It's going to be a star-studded competition.
Well, it should be a hot one. Back up to you, Dallin.
Thanks very much. It's going to be a hot one indeed, but these players are ready to go, coming out for the very first match ever, making history. You'll see the Loonies in white and the headliners in pink. Some brilliant names and some brilliant players. On the right of your screen there is Steve Tomasin, dreaded up and ready to go. Teammate of yours, Madison.
Absolutely. I mean, Steve is an incredible player, and it's been fantastic to see his growth over the years. He emerged as a young player, had some injuries, but then has returned to be really one of the best players in the world.
Very keen to get things going. It's been a long wait for these sides. 18 months before some of the players played at the Canada Sevens, recently in Edmonton and Vancouver, but not has happened a lot in the US, and that's why this is such an historic occasion.
Absolutely. It's been a difficult last year for a lot of these players. Not many opportunities to get chances to play, so used to playing all over the world. So now they're getting another chance to play right here in the US in front of their home fans.
Well, Memphis, located on the Mississippi River in the southwestern Shelby County of Tennessee. And rugby makes the headlines this weekend. Don't forget, these men's sides will play 5 pool round matches, once against each other, and then they'll hit into the semi-finals, the top 4 sides. Peter Tabera on the left of your screen, the captain, the veteran, returns for this, living in Nashville, Tennessee. Tim Stanfield, who's assistant coach as well, comes in to help him out there. And it's great to see there's a lot of young players, but they're also the veterans coming back. You need that in your side, don't you?
No, it's really cool to see. I mean, Tiberio, Stanfield, these are guys who really burst onto the scene a while ago, have been away for a bit. So it's been great to see them coming back. I'm really excited to see what they've got here. And this headliners team has a lot of talent, that, as you said, that established talent, Folau Niua, Pete Tiberio, Tim Stanfield, but then also some younger guys coming through.
Well, here they come. A huge moment, we mentioned, for rugby in the US and Canada and beyond. Welcome wherever you're tuning in for this brilliant one-day tournament and festival. Headliners will be in pink and in white. Will be your Loonies, coached by Sean White. 2-time Pan American gold medal winner for Canada. And here's a look at their team.
Yeah, I mean, this Loonies team, Steve Tomasin's the big name, but talent all over, and I'm looking forward to see David Verberg. He's a 4x400 Olympic gold medalist, recently come into rugby, so he's got speed to burn, so we'll see if they can get him in some space.
Headliners there, captained by Folau Niua, coached by Brendan Keane. Referees Cisco Lopez, who was on the World Rugby 7 Series recently, on debut in Canada. And that is the captain with the American headgear. Our very first match ever in the inaugural championship of the 2021 Premier Rugby Sevens is underway. It's the headliners on the left of your screen in pink, kicking off to the Loonies in white. It's knocked down an early position here for Shane Moore. Thought about a little kick and then a stutter step as he looks to go on the outside. He's got tremendous speed, has Moore, and he will make history straight away off the start. Blink and you'll miss him. The speed merchant, Shane Moore, is all fired up at the Premier Sevens.
He didn't need much space, but he took it, came from the kickoff, and Folau Niua is so deadly, able to kick off both feet, but the headliners just not getting their defensive setup quite right. Gavin Diamore giving a little too much space from the outside, and Moore didn't need a second invitation. Tiptoeing down the sideline fantastically well.
Tongue is out, he's enjoying the time in the sun as Shane Moore, National Sevens champion in many tournaments, showing the skills there and the danger of the game of sevens. Any space, the kick is over, 7-0, and you're away. The Loonies take the first points in the early lead.
Yeah, really great start by the Loonies, showing that they're here and ready to play. Mistake from the kickoff, weren't able to regather cleanly, but still got the ball, moved it wide and scored very quickly, and that's exactly the start they'd have talked about in the changing room before the game.
That's right, Deborah Ferris, his wife, Nikki Kennan, is here playing in the PR7s as well, capped US Eagles, so what a family they are. Comes up to the headliners. First chance for them with ball in hand. They take it through Jake Hidalgo to midfield. Niua rips it on their far side. No
11 have to roll faster.
From Lopez
11
to
have to roll
the
first.
headliners.
And it'll be interesting to see what teams do. The headliners, Folau Niua, looking like he's going to kick for touch. A lot of these teams haven't spent much time together, don't have a lot of the fitness build-up that you'd have on a World Series, so perhaps trying to slow it down, go for the line out a little bit more as a tactic today.
Yeah, Madison, I've seen your team do it a lot when you played with the US, and either you would kick or Folau would punch it downfield, catch your breath, and so here they set things up now. Stanford's the front of the line out. You've got big Gavin Diamore in the hooker position. They go to the back to Diamore, capped US Eagle in Canada recent times. Niua to Tiberio, and now in midfield. A little stutter step and a late switch to Boyer. Tiberio comes looping around. Game a keep away often in the game of sevens. Finally they go into the contact to set a contact point with Nick Boyer. Niua flicks it away beautifully, still available. Diamore.
Roll now!
Contact again to the headliners. Boyer. Boyer bumps on the outside, not able to get free initially. Still, they maintain possession well to the headliners. Busting free, what a run! Headliners through the middle they go. Player on the inside is Pete Tiberio. And the veteran that builds houses also gets his name on the score sheets. Hope he hasn't pulled a hammy in the process. This could tie things up with a kick.
Oh, don't say that, Dallin. No, I mean, it's a great try from the headliners. They're doing a really good job of stretching the field. They're getting players covering the complete width of the pitch, and that's making it difficult for the Loonies to track. I think these teams, they haven't been together that long, so getting that defensive cohesion is going to be a big challenge for them, and by stretching the field, you make that even more difficult as teams got to fan into the ruck and then spread out to cover the space.
He's holding his right leg there is Peter Tiberio out of the University of Arizona, the collegiate All-American, all 4 years. No, Hammy's okay. He's got 7 to his name, and he's side-locked things up here in the first half.
He has had some hamstring trouble over the years, so that'll be one to watch out for, and hopefully he's able to keep going, because he is a really special talent. I remember him at the CRC with that Arizona team, and just had such a fantastic tournament, scoring tries from everywhere.
Brilliant player and brilliant human as well. Volunteers with Franktown, providing opportunities for underprivileged children in the Nashville region, so not far from here. The restart just needs to go 10 meters. It's been knocked by a pink hand.
Yeah, just a mistake there. Second restart the headliners had gone for. It looks like Tiberio is still down, so hopefully it's nothing too bad for him, but just get seen, make sure he's okay.
Peter Tiberio building houses these days, and maybe he's lifting too many of those heavy planks of wood in those houses. Has really pulled his right. He's got his knee bandage as well.
Power cleaning some 2x4s.
Taberrio, USA Sevens, played there for 5 years and also 2 years with the USA 15s program. 32 years of age. And this is the build-up, led to that try, and he tried to kick ahead there. That's where it happened. Great camera work from our crew as well, spotting it.
Absolutely, right there on the spot. I mean, I think he'd done a little bit on the play before, and then when you get that rapid extension in a kicking motion, that can be a big stress on the hamstring. So probably not what he needed 30 seconds or a minute after initially injuring him.
Well, he's got family watching here at AutoZone Park, and so he's back up on his feet. That's great to see. So possession, though, will go to the Loonies after a knock on there. So the men in white who scored the first try from Shane Moore have Chris Matina at first receiver. Gets the ball now from Ferris. Matina with Rugby United New York in Major League Rugby on the outside. The speedster again, Moore. Oh, he's cut through once and now gets her a couple, flicks it back in the field of play. It's still available there for Matina. Fires it over the top to Tomasin. And Jawiski goes on the outside. Forward is the call. And you heard some of the players shouting as well. You picked up on our ref's mic.
Great cover defense there by the headliners. You saw Moore beat the initial tackle, but Nick Boyer filling in on the inside was just there to cover him, push him into touch, and they get the reward in the second phase.
Well, it's also good to see a lot of these players also coming from Major League Rugby and professional 15 setup, giving their go at sevens as well. And with the Sevens World Series coming up, it's interesting to see which players decide to stick with sevens. You know, you did for many years, and you've got to see the world.
Absolutely. I mean, the Sevens World Series really is a special event to be a part of. You get to travel to some of the best, coolest cities in the world, so it really is amazing, and I think fantastic for a young rugby player's development.
Possession for the headliners in pink with Taberrio, Niua in midfield, the US Eagle playmaker. Oh, what a dummy! Comes back to the short side, difficult one to handle, and not the best looking pass after some great play from the captain. Tomasin is there, it's gone backwards, so the headliners are still able to keep possession. Tim Stanfield, who's almost fluent in English, has a go. Couple of great steps, Stanfield. Oh, look at him go, Stanfield! No, I can't believe it! He stepped off the team, and that is a special try for Tim Stanfield and the headliners.
Tim Stanfield, the veteran, showing he's still got it. Fantastic stepping. Formerly of Central Washington, had a standout college career there, and now showing that it was a few years ago, but he's still got the speed and the steps, and that's a fantastic try coming off the scrum. Good Loonies defense from the initial first phase strike, but the headline is able to maintain possession, find Stanfield in space, and the Loonies defense trying to cover across the pitch so quickly that it does open those inside channels to step back on.
Conversion with 2 points from in front should be a formality, and is for Peter Taberrio and the headliners after trailing 7-0, lead 14-7, and Tim Stanfield still has some special magic left in those stepping legs of his. The veteran, 32 years of age, has been around the planet playing this wonderful game of sevens. Soon to be a chiropractic doctor. Certainly help his teammates as well out there in that department. Niua. Gentle stab. Tries to give his team an opportunity to get possession back. It stays with the Loonies. Tomasin to Moore, puts a kick through this time. He's chasing, there's no super back, so it's a foot race here. Lukashek is tremendously quick. The Canadian Rocket has it. Oh, great little step from the 18-year-old, beats two and then gets the ankle tap. Any way you can bring him down, but he's still available. Almost putting a foot in touch. And Moore is out the way, it's open play. Oh, there's going to be a yellow card as well.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Just got left there, and given actually for an intentional knock-on, not for just being in space. So the headline is trying to move the ball away, and the Loonies player just getting in the way. And Folau Niua misses touch there, so that's unfortunate. It's going to give Loonies the ball now.
Yeah, huge mistake. There would have been a lana for the headliners. Devereaux Ferris has possession. They go to Matt Jezwicki, and then Matina cuts back in, looking to draw a couple of players. Still keeps it alive.
10, whoever's yellow card needs to go off. Oh, he is off. No, it'll be your scrum. Okay. So they have 7 players there? Okay.
It's just a little bit of confusion there. The yellow carded player, you're off for 2 minutes after you get a yellow card. I think one of the referee, just a little bit of miscommunication. New crew working together for the first time. I'm sure they're still working out the kinks. So Shane Moore is in the bin, and just some confusion over whether he was still on the pitch. So it's going to be a scrum to the Loonies. They get to maintain possession, and actually that's if they, assuming they maintain this scrum, not going to work out too badly for them. They're just trying to drain time with the yellow card, so they just get the opportunity to do that even a little bit more now.
You're so right with that. Ferris to feed this. Kept with the Eagles in 2018. So they have 6. Matina keeps it tight. There's a big frame of Chris Matina, found at the Rugby Academy, and in on the other side. Ferris goes quickly. Little dummy from Deborah Ferris. We've seen that a lot from him. Waters on the outside. He's electric with ball in hand. Great little switch. Just Wicki.
High tackle.
Advantage for the Loonies.
Penalties there, high tackle.
Tap and go quickly
Keep going, keep
to
going.
midfield. John Powell's on the field. Tomasin on the outside. Matina with a mini mullet on that hair of his is caught on that far right hand side. Ball available for Powers. 24-year-old goes to the short side and flicks it in the field of play. It's play on. Miraculous stuff from the Loonies. Waters yet again. Oh, and a no-look play to Powers. Ingenuity from the men in white. Very close to that try line. Look at him punch back a try just before the half, and they do that with Matina. Dives in. A well-worked try from the Loonies.
Fantastic play from the Loonies. They're playing with a man down. They've got one less player, so that means you've got to change your tactics. You can't try and play the same width because the defensive team is naturally going to have extra width. So the Loonies just condensing a little bit, getting a little bit tighter, being more physical, trying to get those one-on-one matchups where they can power forward, and then just being patient, not making mistakes, going forward, play by play, and eventually they find the gap.
Chris Matina, servant of New York Rugby Club for many years.
Yeah, really good play there. I think to score with a yellow card and actually be the team that goes up in that time is incredibly invaluable, and it's going to make this even closer.
Kick will go to the side, and that brings the halftime whistle in a very entertaining first clash here at the PR7s Inaugural Championship. It's the headliners that lead 14-12. Time for a short break. Welcome back to second half action, about to kick off here in Memphis, Tennessee at AutoZone Park. It's the 2021 PR7s Inaugural Championship. It's a very tight first half here. It's the Loonies that scored late. They trail 14-12 against the headliners in pink. And our crowds are starting to take their seats here in downtown Memphis. It's such a vibe, such an atmosphere, the game of sevens.
Absolutely, and if that first half of the day is a precursor of what's to come, we're in for a fantastic day of Rugby Sevens. Even free-flowing rugby, offloads. Oh, I'm excited, Dallin.
Well, that's the voice of Madison Hughes, Olympian and former US Eagles captain for 6 years. He may be coming back to the game, but we're loving his company here in the booth, so stay as long as you want, Matty. And I'm Dallin Stanford. Welcome wherever you're tuning in. It's the Loonies in white to kick off from left to right on your screen to the headliners. Oh, Gavin Diamore picks this one up. He's dancing on the touchline. A brilliant bit of skill. Diamore gets ankle tapped and a stunning tackle. He's over the line. He needs to get the ball grounded, and that could be one of the tackles of the tournament.
Oh, what a start to this half. I mean, the talent and sheer will of Rugby Sevens all on display in 20 seconds of the start of the second half. That's absolutely incredible. Gavin Diamore, fantastic overhead take, and then the sprint to the line.
So held up though, 5 minutes.
So that's Shane Moore, fantastic apple,
5 meter scrum.
fantastic ankle tap, showing the will to chase Gavin Diamore all the way to the line, getting the ankle tap, and then Gavin Diamore just not able to get the line. So if you're tackled but not held, you're able to get back to your feet. He did that very well. Dive for the line, but just able to hold him up and prevent him from touching the ball down as you have to in Rugby Sevens.
That was Jared Douglas and Deborah Ferris that came in there for the Loonies. Jared Douglas, Canadian international,
Bind.
brother of the famous legend Justin Douglas as well. Still possession though for the headliners. They pop it out to Folau Niua. Little loop around move. Taberia goes wide. Canadian Rocket not able to get through initially. Luke Sheck still there for the men in pink, looking to Stanfield. Ducks down. Wonderful footwork in the first half for a try to his name already. Playmaker again in midfield. Little dummy there from Tiberio. Lays it back well inside the 22. Stanfill, again, the space opens up. It'll be try number 2 for Tim Stanfill and the headliners.
Really well worked try there from the headliners, just keeping the ball, going through simple phases, maintaining possession, and then the gap will find you. You don't always have to force it with incredible stepping or offloads. If you work teams through phases, gaps will appear.
And appear they do. Oh, the celebration is first class from Tim Stanfill.
These players are enjoying it here today, happy to be here, enjoying the moment, enjoying the intensity of this early match. And it's, boding really well for a fantastic rest of the day.
Tim Stanfill said he's the coolest person he knows. Well, with that celebration, I'm going to agree with that. Before I was a bit dubious. He'll go to the sideline. Conversion attempt from Tiberia. Raises the flags. An excellent kick from the veteran himself.
In a close game like this, that conversion could prove very crucial. The Loonies missed their second kick, so if they score, they would then have to score again in order to tie the headliners. So Tiberia with a really crucial kick there.
21 points to 12. Now the headliners lead in the men's competition. 6 men's sides and 4 women's sides here this Saturday. Bandaged up there. Take from Nick Boyer. Nick Boyer does well. They drive forward.
Over.
Niua. Oh, lovely little dummy. Oh, and then the flick on the inside. Finally connects with Nick Boyer, who's following up really well. And then the flick back in field. Tiberio stretches the legs. Pete Tiberio will dive over. And it's the headliners that produce magic here in the second half.
Oh, the advantage, sorry, was for a high tackle.
Really good play. Started from the kickoff, able to retain your own kicks. And if you're able to score, retain possession, score again, that's how you build momentum. That's how you build a score in Rugby Sevens. Folau Niua with a fantastic dummy. He's known for that on the World Series. He shows and he goes, and can the defense stay with him? Not able to connect on the offload, but Boy does really well to recover and then find an on-rushing Tiberio, and he's been everywhere in this match.
He really has. Pete Tiberio struggled in the first half with a right hamstring. Seems to be working through it. The 32-year-old from in front has 2 tries to his name and adds another great kick. 28 points to 12, stretching the lead here in the second half.
And a beautiful part of Rugby Sevens, there's 2 minutes to go. You see a decent lead, you might think this game's out of reach, but it can change in the blink of an eye. The Loonies must retain this kickoff, must score next, but if they can do that, they can come back in this match.
Brianna Kim, your sideline, what are you seeing down there?
As at halftime, the headliners talked all about having composure and staying patient, even though the Loonies went in with some momentum. As you can see, Tim Stanfill making a huge impact, starting that first try in the second half, and that's exactly what you're seeing now. Now the momentum has switched with the headliners because they've settled in, they're being patient, they're staying composed, and they're just waiting for that break to score the try.
Yeah, great point, Bree. And they have possession right now, do the headliners, with Niua. Flicks it in midfield. Oh, big contact coming in there. Ball still available. But holding on is the call, says Cisco Lopez.
Oh, what a fantastic hit from the Loonies. You thought the headliners were doing it again. Oh, and he's pushed them back 10. I think that's for back chat. The headliners didn't like that call, but you thought the headliners were doing again, working that possession across the field, but the Loonies with a great steal.
And a yellow card as well to Nick Boyer, not putting the ball in the right place as well. Martina has it, 7 against 6 now, an opportunity here in the final minute, but the ball's been flicked 3 and Sheck has it. Oh, the Canadian Rockets away. The speed merchant, 18 years of age, Lucas Sheck scores one back here. And the headliners stamp their approval on this match.
Sheck defend and then he was gone. Great turnover play, and in Rugby Sevens, once you get that turnover, that can be the best time to strike. The defense is disorganized, they're fragmented, they're not together. So if you can strike right in front of you immediately, you'll often find the gap.
Scoring with 6 players as well. Sheck gets the job done, studying social sciences at the University of Victoria. One of the Canadian players on display here and will be in the Canadian setup. Kick goes over as well, brings the score to 55 points to 12. It has been an outstanding second half performance by this headliner side.
Yeah, the headline is not really doing anything particularly complicated. I've been recognizing some of those first phase strike plays I think Folau Niua has put in, but it hasn't been that. It's been their possession play. They're patient. They're following each other up in attack, and that's what's enabled them in this second half just to stretch the gap.
Let's go now. You have 10.
Here comes Folau Niua. Such a wise head on his shoulders. Tremendous skill. Ball in hand and the restart. Knocked down here to the Loonies. Will have the final say in this game. Look to go up midfield. Giovanni Dion, 24-year-old from Quebec.
No, out, no, wait. We've gone over the top.
So Jared Douglas taps and goes. Loonies into the opposition half. Martina waits at first receiver. Still with 6 players, don't forget, are the headliners, so the space will open up and does eventually. It's the mini mullet of Chris Martina that will dive in for a great score here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Martina spent a lot of time in the Sevens program, and that try could prove crucial for the Loonies. Rugby Sevens, you've got to play right to the end because you never know how pools are going to break down. You never know how the points difference is going to work out. So that try, closing the gap, could prove crucial for their points differential later in the day.
And successful conversion. That brings the full-time score to our very first men's match here at the 2020 Premier Sevens in the Inaugural Championship. And it's the headliners that are victorious by 55 points to 19.